Hey everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of Wisbit's Random Gaming. And before we head down to Gray's CEX today, I'd just like to let you guys know about the membership options that we currently offer. The memberships start from as little as 99 pence per month, and all proceeds that come in towards the channel will go towards giveaways in future videos. Now, obviously, it's not mandatory, it's optional. We're still going to be giving you the content that you like to watch here at Wisbit's Random Gaming, but any support is always appreciated. And the final thing I'd like to speak about just before we head over to the video is that we have got a Facebook group. It's growing daily. We've got lots of stuff going on over there. We've got some great members. It's a nice little community that's forming over there. So if you're on Facebook and you like to talk about video games, anything retro, modern video games, pop culture, anything like that, get yourself over, become a member, and we look forward to seeing you guys there. Anyway, let's head down to Gray's CEX and let's see what they've got in store today. It is a lovely day today. It's half term, and can you believe it? None of the kids wanted to come out today. One wants to stay home playing Fortnite, the other one wants to stay home playing card games. Never thought I'd see the day. Anyway, with the opportunity to get out on my own, I'm going to be heading down to Gray's CEX today. I haven't been there for a while, but the last time I went down there, I do remember it's a really nice branch, some great stock. So let's see what they've got down there today. Right, so we made it down here. I'm going to find the CEX now. You know, every time I come down to this shopping centre, it's like stepping into a time machine per se. There's shops down here in this shopping centre I haven't seen since the 90s. Mark 1. Didn't even know that place still existed. But it's peaceful, it's quiet. I quite like it down here, to be fair. I'm not knocking it in any way. Anyway, I found the CEX. Let's go check it out. Right, so here we are at Gray's CEX. Now, this isn't a branch I've been to too often, despite it being quite close to where I live. But I do have memories of every time that I have come down here that it's got some really good stock in. So let's hope that happens to be the case today. Now, straight away, it's looking promising. We've got an NES in here. We've got Deadpool. We've got that pink PS2 controller, which does seem to be the more rare of the, shall we say, common PS2 controllers. Good selection of PlayStation 5 controllers in the window as well. My eldest son is hammering on right now for his own PlayStation 5. He's not happy having to play it occasionally in the front room. So yeah, I'm looking out and about for a good deal. I have actually seen one. It's in Argos at the moment at $389. So yeah, maybe I'll have to pick that one up for him. Fatal interior there. We can all blame Callum Retro Ghetto for the price increase in that one. Just kidding, mate, but that is what some weirdos do say. Now, I've always said this, that whenever you go down to any CEX, you're going to be able to pick up a Nintendo Switch, a Lite, an OLED, or the original Switch itself. And in a lot of cases as well, you'll get the limited edition ones. They're in stock in abundance in every CEX. Now, I'm wondering, are we going to see an influx of Nintendo Switches now that the Nintendo Switch 2 is available? Will lots of people be trading their consoles in, or will you be keeping hold of your one and keeping the Switch 2 as well, so that you've got both variants? Personally, I'm going to be keeping hold of both. I wouldn't necessarily have done that in the past, but I am going to keep it because, if I'm honest with you, the money that I would get on the Switch for trading or even in a straight up sale, it wouldn't really be that much. Switches are quite cheap to buy these days. Now that is a lovely Metroid big box set there. Absolutely love the artwork on that one. I'm not a huge fan of Metroid stuff, and I don't really have the room for such a box set anyway, so it's never going to be on my radar. But yeah, if you're into that sort of thing, Grays has got that box set in. It looked absolutely stunning. Now, the one variant I've never owned of the DS is the 3DS. And lately I'm starting to get a bit of an urge to pick one up. The thing that puts me off, and call me tight if you want to, I'll happily admit it, is that the prices on 3DSs, they've got so high that I just don't think I would get value for money out of it if I picked it up at the current market rate of what they sell for. I'll keep looking out on Marketplace and stuff like that. Hopefully I'll pick up a deal for a 3DS. But yeah, the prices they're going at currently, I get it, it's a Nintendo handheld, and various Nintendo handhelds do hold their value. But for me, I'm not going to be paying £200 plus. Now, I've never seen this variant or this box set of Dead Island 2. Looks quite interesting. Now the Uncharted PS4, I love this, it looks really great. If I was going to go for one of those collector's editions PS4 though, I wouldn't go for that one. I would look to pick up the Batman one. I think that one is a lot better looking, even though the Uncharted one really is nice. Got the pink PS2 Slim there. As I've said earlier, seems to be the more desirable one in terms of pricing. I don't know why. We've got a pretty solid selection of PlayStation 1 games down here as well. Nothing mind-blowing, but still some good stuff. Tekken 2 in particular, absolute favourite of mine growing up. Now, lots of people do like these statue type box sets, and the Assassin's Creed Odyssey statue that comes with the collector's edition is really, really nice. It's not really anything that I collect, probably because I don't really have the room per se, but yeah, that one, I've seen a lot of my friends pick that one up, and it does display really, really well. Now, would you look at that? That is something that I need and you don't see too often. And I'm talking about even in independent shops, and that's the OG Xbox memory card. So let's head over to the retro cabinet here, and we've got a really good selection of GameCube games. A few decent Dreamcast games as well, including Shenmue. Not too sure what the condition is apart from what you see there. Shenmue is notorious for being battered. There's some Game Boy stuff as well, some Mega CD, some Saturn. We've pretty much got a really good variety of everything here. Master System as well, and a little bit of Evercade chucked in just for good measure. Yeah, if you wondered why the camera moves so quickly, it's because I realised we was onto some Warhammer type stuff, and obviously I've got no interest in that, and I highly doubt many of you have. So yeah, we move straight on down to more retro goodness. Now, a good selection of unboxed cartridges here for various systems. I know most people do collect boxed, but when it comes to the NES, the Master System, Game Gear, stuff like that, those kind of cartridges, N64 as well, they're pretty good to display unboxed as well. And yeah, you will save yourself some money if you're trying to collect for those systems if you're buying unboxed. Now, we've got a ton of Mega Drive stuff there, as you saw. Some really good games in the window. So far, so good. Grays, as I've always said, is a really good branch. And today is not letting me down in terms of stock that I'm seeing on the shop floor. Now, we head over to the PlayStation 2 section. And on the few occasions, as I've said, that I've been to this particular branch, the PlayStation 2 section has always had a couple of hidden gems. Let's hope that's going to be the case today. As I keep saying, I'm done with PlayStation 2, but I always seem to find one or two games that just bring me back and keep me collecting for the system. We've got the Evil Dead game there, A Fistful of Boomstick. Absolutely love that game. One that I got to the final boss on as well, and I've never revisited it. And yeah, that's definitely something I need to pick up soon. Definitely high on the PlayStation list of games to get back onto in the near future. Now, those Legends of Wrestling games, what a disappointment they were. I remember buying the first one on day one of release from a game shop in East Ham called Awesome Games. And I went home with it and it wasn't awesome. Let's just put it that way. Got Predator Concrete Jungle there. That is one I'm looking to pick up at some point. And Onimusha 2, I keep thinking about picking this one up. But every time I see it, including today, I did check afterwards, there was no manual. And there's no shortage of that game out and around. So I will wait until I find one in better condition, complete in box. Right, so regular viewers of the channel will know that I am going for the full set on the Wii U. More for me, but yeah, I'm dedicated. I'm that far into it. Oh, and I've found one that I need. Now, bear in mind, I'm using vouchers today, so I'm going to probably pick this one up. It looks in good condition. Just the sort of game I'm rushing home to play as well. Not. Now, I love looking for the hidden gems on the Wii, and unfortunately nothing really springs to mind here, nothing catching my eye. It's just one of those systems. It's got tons of shovelware, but there's some really good stuff on it if you dig deep, and I was hoping to pick up maybe something on the system today. But yeah, anything that was kind of intriguing I already own, or it was in pretty bad condition. And to the shop's credit, not much of the stuff here today is in bad condition. Every time I've come to this particular branch in Grays, the stock is always in pretty good condition. I don't know whether or not they clean it up first. I know a lot of CEXs don't bother with that stuff, but this place always seems to be really nice. Now, they've got a really big Xbox 360 collection here as well. And of course, you're going to get all your standard fare like you can see here. But there's a lot of Xbox stuff out there that I haven't had the opportunity to pick up. That's a little bit more on the obscure side. But to be honest with you, that kind of stuff at this stage of my collecting journey is probably going to be either in a window or behind a counter. I keep thinking about that one, Deadly Premonition, but I do have it on the Switch. I've been told it runs like an absolute pig. I haven't had a chance to really play it, to be honest with you. Maybe I'll pick it up on the 360. I have been told that if you use the 360 version on, say, the Series X, which I do own, that is the best way to play the game. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on Deadly Premonition, and if you have played it on a Series X, is the performance that much better? Rise of Nightmares on the Xbox 360 with the use of the Xbox Kinect. That was an absolute nightmare to play. I thought it looked pretty decent. I went against the grain and bought it despite terrible reviews back in the day. And yeah, it is as terrible as they say. Nothing really responded how it was meant to respond, and it felt like an unwanted workout. Like someone was forcing you to go into the gym on a day that you didn't want to hit the gym. Now the Watchmen game, that did shoot up in price a little while ago on both systems, 360 and the PS3. Seems to be coming down in price now, and that's about the right price for that game, if I'm honest. It's an enjoyable game. I have played quite a lot of it, but it isn't the greatest, and the controls are a little bit clunky, a little bit stiff. But £15, I think that's a pretty good buy. Got Voodoo Vince there. I actually didn't notice this whilst I was filming. Someone must have been talking to me. My friend Raph is after that game. I would have probably picked it up for him if that's the case, and I'm only really seeing it properly as I'm playing this footage back. I was talking to the staff quite a bit in this particular branch. I've got to send a shout out to the staff in the Grays place. Really friendly, quite knowledgeable as well. You know, they like to talk about games and systems with you. It's always nice when you get to go to a shop that's got that kind of staff employed, because it does give it that kind of indie shop experience. Okay, it's a CEX, we know it's not an indie shop, but if you've got staff like that, it gives it a little bit more of that credibility, shall we say, rather than it just feeling like your average retail branch. Now, I wouldn't mind picking up some PS3 stuff, if I'm honest, as I'm scattered around this area. My PS3 collection isn't the biggest. I'm on around about 97 games, and that feels awkward to me. I need to buy another 3 games to top it up. Make it 100, make it feel right, get rid of that OCD in me, and just even it out. I can't seem to find anything that I really want or haven't already purchased. I'm definitely going to probably have to look at a few of the more expensive PS3 big hitters in order to up my collection. A pretty similar state of affairs with the Xbox 360. Any game that I probably want on the system is going to be behind the counter or in one of the glass cabinets. Now, I've always said it, and I'll say it again, any day you get to go home with a Nintendo Switch game is a good day in my book. A very small Nintendo Switch section in this branch, unfortunately. And although there was some games here that are good games, I've probably already got them, and there was nothing obscure that made me want to pick up Switch stuff. I've said it before, I'm kind of at the end of my sort of retail journey with the Switch. I'm kind of buying more so now pre-ordered stuff, the more obscure stuff from like limited run and direct from independent game companies. But that doesn't stop me looking in hope that a couple of these kind of games slip through the net and end up on the shelves in one of my local CEXs. Now, the PS5 didn't really have anything to my taste, if I'm totally honest with you. I've bought absolutely tons on the PlayStation 5 recently. Really enjoying it, more so than I ever have before. But yeah, it's definitely got that level of game, shall we say, that's past me. You know, the more longer game, the 80-hour game, the 150-hour type games. I don't have the time for such games in my life. So that's why I kind of pass on them very often. Now, whenever I look at the PS4 sections now, I live in hope and I'm looking for shmups on the PS4, but very rarely do you get to see those kind of games. And it's the same with the Xbox. In fact, the Xbox is even less desirable and when it comes to those kind of classic arcade shmups. But it is what it is. It's a great system in its own right. But yeah, I love to purchase games for it when possible because you do save a couple of pounds. Now, anyway, today's pickups, we did pick this one up. It was a little bit obscure, as I didn't see it initially. I saw it on a second viewing, but this steelbook is in really, really nice condition. I'm glad to have it, and at only £5 as well. I'll give my original copy of Perfect Dark to a friend. Now, I said I was going to pick this one up. It is another one ticked off the list. Art Academy, a Teller. I have no idea. I might actually give this one a go because my wife, my sons, they're all like drawing. They're into their art. My wife in particular is a really good artist. So yeah, might give this one a go. See if there's any mileage in it. For me personally, I'll probably end up drawing silly pictures of a big nose guy hiding behind a wall. And that's the cleanest kind of pictures that I'll probably be drawing. And the final pickup today, I had to pick this one up at £5 and 16 megabyte. Wow. Can you just excuse the power? My mind is blown. Original Xbox memory card. You don't see these too often, and I haven't got one at home at the moment, so I had to pick this one up. Like I say, you don't even really see these in independent shops all that often. I haven't seen one at a gaming market in recent years, so yeah, it was a no-brainer. £5. The guy told me it had been in the shop for absolutely donkeys, and I was quite happy to pick it up. Let's just hope it works. Right, so there you go. That was Gray's CEX. It's a really good branch. Some really good stock in there. Really well placed out. All of the stock is really clean as well. I don't know if that's, like I say, because they tend to clean it up or not. Who knows? But the staff in there as well, I've got to send a big shout out to all of them there. They made my visit in there worthwhile, and I'll be definitely visiting in the future. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care for now.